Hello everyone, my name is Lalit Soni and you are watching News on Map India by Drishti IAS. In this episode, we will be talking about some of the important locations which has been in the news from across India in the last week, and these locations can be important for our examination. So let's start the discussion. First, we'll be starting with the MCQ which was given to you for practice in the last lecture. So regarding Similipal Tiger Reserve, consider the following statements. Okay, there are some statements which are given over here. In India, all black tigers, that is melanistic tigers, exclusively found in Odisha's Similipal Tiger Reserve. Now, this particular statement is quite correct. When we are talking about the melanistic tigers, these are the tigers which are, basically the Royal Bengal tigers, okay, but there is some kind of gene mutation which has happened, and because of which there are black stripes, okay, the color of the stripes is black over there, and because of which these are quite rare, okay, and they are found in this particular area of Odisha in Similipal Tiger Reserve only. Now recently this was in news because 3 such tigers has been killed, and if the culprits are not, you can say, caught, that means that they are already a billionaire, because when we are talking about these tigers over here, their skin is very costly in the black market, etc. So that is why when we are talking about the illegal trade of the tiger skin, etc., so their skin is quite expensive. So if they are not caught, they will be handling a lot of money right now. Anyways, the first statement is correct. Second is the black tigers are not a distinct species but a rare color variant of Bengal tigers, which we have already discussed. So this is also correct. Now coming to the next one, it is part of the UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserve. Now this is also correct. When we are talking about these 3 statements, all of them are correct. Option C would be your right answer. Now let's see the location of Similipal Tiger Reserve, because that is important for us. Simply, when we are talking about the Similipal, that is located in Odisha over here, this is the location over here, that is Similipal Tiger Reserve. Now when we talk about Odisha, there are some of the important sites which are there, like Bhitarkanika. Okay, Gahir Mata, you must have heard, wildlife sanctuary is there. Then Bhitarkanika is there. They are famous for the olive ridley turtles. Okay, other than that, now when we are talking about the melanistic tiger, which is given, a photo is given over here, you can see that there are these black stripes which is over there. Okay, and because of this color, they are quite rare, and this color is because of a gene mutation. Okay, so that is there. Similipal Tiger Reserve, that is there in Odisha. Okay, now we can move further and start with the question number 1. Before that, I would like to tell you that on the occasion of Republic Day, we are offering you best price over here. You will be getting all the online courses, pen drive courses and test series at 40% less price than the original one. And when we are talking about the books and DLP, you will be getting them at 25% less price over here. For more details, you can call on this number which is given on the screen, that is 87501, or you can download the Drishti Learning app. Okay, so a few hours are left, so you can hurry and get yourself enrolled. Now starting with the question number 1. Consider the following statement. It is bound by the Indian states of Arunachal Pradesh to northeast, Manipur to the south, Assam to the west and northwest, and then Myanmar to the east. Now they are saying that you have to follow these statements which are given. Which of the following states best match the above description? So basically they are saying that this is a description which is given about a state, and you have to make sure that which state is there. Okay, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram and Manipur. Now see, options are given: Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram and Manipur. Now let's talk about the statement number 1. Okay, what in such cases what you have to do is that you have to extract more and more information from the statement itself. Okay, it is bound by the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so they are saying that it is bound by it, so it cannot be Arunachal Pradesh. So first is eliminated over here. Okay, then coming to the next one, Manipur to the south. Okay, so Manipur is also eliminated because that is the border state. Okay, so that will not be the answer. Assam to the west and the northwest. Assam is not given, so we can say that this is one information which is of use, that Assam is in the west and the northwest. So let's say this is your state which is been asked over here. Assam is located somewhere over here. Okay, then coming to the next one, the region is deeply dissected by the rivers, that is Doyang and Dikhu in the north, Barak in the southwest, and the tributaries of Chindwin River in Myanmar and southeast. Now when we are talking about the location, that is they are saying that some of the link is there with the Myanmar as well. Okay, so here, so it is clear that when we are talking about Mizoram and Nagaland, both of them are having some kind of you can say territory which is, or the border which is there with the Myanmar. Okay, coming to the next one, it has the monsoonal wet and dry climate. Okay, so that is also some statement when we are talking about. So this is the statement which will give you the picture. Okay, right now. Now coming to the location over here. Now see, they are saying that Assam is there in the northwest over here. So this is Assam over here. Then Manipur is in the south. So Manipur over here is in the south. And here you can see in the west there is Myanmar. Okay, So here we have Myanmar, and in the northwest, northeast, you have the Arunachal Pradesh. In the east, they said that there is Myanmar, and in the northeast, we have Arunachal Pradesh in the north and the northeast. Okay, so basically, they are talking about Nagaland over here. Okay, this is Nagaland. So that is the location which they have been talking about. And other states, what is there? That was Mizoram. Mizoram is in somewhere, you can say in south of the Manipur. So that is the best suit for the answers which is given over here. So option B would be your right answer over here for question number 1. Okay. Now let's move further. Recently, when we are talking about Nagaland, Nagaland was in news because of the, you can say, Naga issue was there, and it was in an article, it was said that in the 2025, possibly the Naga issue will be resolved. And recently, you know that the frontier Nagaland territory, that was a demand of a local group over here, and recently the Home Ministry has accepted this particular demand. So that is why it was in news. And when we are talking about the rivers over here, so here this Doyan River, which has been talked about in this particular you can say statement, Doyang River, which is there. So that is there in this particular area. Okay, so that is about. And the second one, Diku River, that is also been talked about in the you can say statement. So that is about Nagaland. Now coming to the question number 2. So question number 2 says that consider the following statement. Polavaram irrigation project is an interstate project on the river Godavari in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so that is the statement 1. Second is the Telangana government has decided to rope in experts from IIT Hyderabad to study the impact of the construction on the Polavaram major irrigation project on the Godavari River in Telangana. Okay, now basically what they are trying to say is that Polavaram irrigation project is there in on the Godavari River in Andhra Pradesh. That statement is correct. Okay, now if there is if this particular, you can say, project is there in Andhra Pradesh, okay, so why is that Telangana government is making a team which is basically trying to find out the impacts of the project? Okay, that is because when we are talking about the water sharing, so that is between both the states over here. Okay, so considering that, Telangana government has actually made a team which will be looking into the impact of the construction of the Polavaram Dam. So this statement is also correct. This was in the news. Okay, that is why we have taken this particular question. Okay, so both the statement here are correct. Option C would be your right answer over here. Okay, now coming to the map over here, you can see this is basically your Godavari River. Okay, this is your Godavari River, and this is the delta which is on the coast of the Bay of Bengal. Here you can see we are having this particular delta. Now this is the location of your Polavaram Dam on the Godavari River. So that is your answer over here, and that is there in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, now moving further, question number 3, about Chilika Lake, which of the following statements are correct? Options are given here. It is a brackish water lake. Second, it is located at the mouth of Daya River. The Nalabana Island within the lake is notified as the bird sanctuary under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It drains into the Arabian Sea. Now, if you talk about the Chilika Lake, okay, we will be going through these statements one by one. One, that is, it is a brackish water lake. If you know about Chilika Lake, you know that that is on the Odisha coast. Okay, so if it is there on the Odisha coast, and if it is a coast, that means that it is having some kind of interaction with the sea. If it is having an interaction with the sea, it cannot be fresh water. It will always be a brackish water. Okay, so that is why statement 1 is correct. Coming to the second one, it is located at the mouth of the Daya River. Okay, so that is correct. Here in this map, you can see this is the location of Chilika Lake in Odisha. Okay, now coming to over here, here you can say this is your Chilika Lake, and this area over here, that is the delta of Daya River. Okay, so this is your Daya River. These are the distributaries of Daya River, which is ultimately, you can say, these are the two. Okay, these are forming delta over here, and that is basically your Chilika River Lake. Okay, so mouth of Daya River is over here, and that is your Chilika Lake. So we can say that it is on the mouth of the Chilika Lake. So that is also correct. So coming to the next one, that is Nalabala Island within the lake is notified as the bird sanctuary. This is also a correct statement. And recently, you know that there was this bird census which has been carried out in the Chilika Lake, and that is why Chilika Lake was in the news. Okay, so that is there. All the three are correct. So obviously we are left with one option only. That is your, it is drains into Arabian Sea. If we are saying that it is on the Odisha coast, so it cannot be on the Arabian Sea. It is Bay of Bengal. Okay, it is draining into Bay of Bengal. So option D is your right answer, because they are saying that which of the following statement here is not correct. Okay, because all the statements are correct. Option D is your correct answer over here. Okay, I hope that is clear. You can make this correction over here that the statements are not correct, is or are not correct. Okay, Coming to the next question, number 4. Consider the following statement. The Siang River, known as Yarlung Sangpo in Tibet. We have already talked about this issue of Siang River and Yarlung Sangpo. We have also said that on the U bend, when we are talking about the Yarlung Sangpo, and there is a bend, U-shaped bend, which is there in the Tibetan area, and then after that, this will be entering into Arunachal Pradesh, wherein it is called as the, you can say, first it is Yarlung Sangpo, then it is Siang, and then when it comes to the plains over here, that is called as the Brahmaputra River, and then ultimately it goes to Bay of Bengal. Oh, sorry, Bangladesh, and then Bay of Bengal. Okay, so that is there. From Tibet, it comes to Arunachal Pradesh, then Assam, and then Bangladesh. Okay, so basically this is where Yarlung Sangpo. So it is Siang River, which is also known as the Yarlung Sangpo in the Tibet region. Okay, Siang in Arunachal Pradesh, and then when it comes to the plain, it is known as the Brahmaputra River. It flows from China to Arunachal Pradesh before joining Brahmaputra in Assam. Okay, this is the river which is actually joining the Brahmaputra. After that, it will be called as Brahmaputra. Okay, so that is your, both the statement here are correct. Option C would be your right answer. Why it was in news? Because China is trying to create a dam. Okay, that will be considered as the world's largest dam, which is there on the this Yarlung Sangpo River. Okay, and that is strategically not very good for India. Okay, so considering that it was in news, we have already discussed this particular issue in the previous episodes as well. So here you can see this is your Yarlung Sangpo. Okay, there are already some of the dams which are there, and after that, here you can see this is the area where it is taking a U-turn. Okay, so this is called as the Great Bend. Okay, the Great Bend is there, and here this is the location where China is trying to make the this largest dam over here. Okay, then here it is called as the Siang River, and after that it will be, you can say, your Brahmaputra form over here. Okay, so that is your Assam. So that is about your project and the question. Option C is your right answer. Now we can move to the next question, that is question number 5. Consider the following statement. Coffee was first cultivated in Chikmagalur in India. This statement is correct because first in Baba Budan hills, which are there in Karnataka. Okay, and Chikmagalur is there in Karnataka, in this particular vicinity of Baba Budan only. Okay, so first cultivated in Chikmagalur, so that statement is correct. Coming to the second one, Chikmagalur mountains, which are part of the Western Ghats, are the source of the rivers like Tunga and Bhadra. This statement is also correct. Both the statement here is correct. Option C would be your right answer. Okay, right now we are talking about coffee because recently, you know, that India has doubled its exports, because the original when we are talking about the major exporters and the producers like Brazil, etc., they are not able to fulfill the demands right now, and because of which India has filled the void and our exports has increased. Okay, so option C is your right answer over here. Now see, now when we are talking about the coffee production, there are 2-3 things which you can remember, that when we talk about the coffee production, mostly South Indian states are performing well. Okay, when we are talking about the terrain, that should be hilly. Okay, and they will be requiring some kind of rainfall, flowing water will be the requirement. Okay, so these are the areas. When we talk about the maximum production of coffee in India, that is in Karnataka. Okay, after that there will be Kerala and then Tamil Nadu. Okay, so these are the important states which you should remember for the coffee production. Now coming to some of the facts about the coffee over here. India has achieved the position of the world's 7th largest coffee producer as per the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Now this fact is important, that can be asked in your prelims. Coming to the second one, India's coffee production dates back to 1600 AD when the Baba Budan, a revered saint, introduced 7 seeds of the mocha coffee to the Baba Budan Giri Hills. Okay, so this is the area in Karnataka where Baba Budan, he was a saint, he brought the coffee into India, and then the plantation started over here. Okay, this marked the beginning of the coffee cultivation in India, with Karnataka emerging as the major coffee growing region. So that is also some of the things which you should remember. Now when we are talking about the you can say Chikmagalur is there in the Baba Budan Giri Hills areas. Okay, so that is why Chikmagalur is the area where first coffee production has started. Now talking about the requirement of the, you can say, this particular crop. So temperature requirement 15 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. When we talk about rain, as I told you, there will be a decent rain requirement that will be there, that is 150 to 250 centimeters. Climate, if we talk about, so they will be requiring warm and wet climate. Okay, and the soil, that should be well drained, loamy soil. Okay, so that is something which you should remember. And topography, which is hilly slopes. I have already told you that hilly slopes are best suited, because as I told you, water should not be stagnant, water should be flowing water. Okay, so that is why hilly slopes are the best positions where you can grow coffees. Okay, so this is about coffee. Now moving to the next one, question number 6. Consider the following glacial lakes with their respective location. Gadsar Lake, Uttarakhand. Gepang Ghat Lake, Himachal Pradesh. Vasudhara Lake, Jammu and Kashmir. Now they are saying that you have to match the ones which are correctly, you have to choose the one which are correctly matched. Okay, so Gadsar Lake, if you talk about, that is not in Uttarakhand, that is there in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, coming to the Gepang Ghat Lake, this is there in Himachal Pradesh, so that is right. When we talk about the Chenab River, okay, so you will be finding that over there. Then coming to the next one, Vasudhara, that is there in Uttarakhand and not Jammu and Kashmir. So they have actually interchanged the first and third. Second one is only correct over here. One pair is correct. Option A is your right answer. These are the lakes which has been in the news because of the glacial lake outburst floods. Okay, we have discussed this concept various times, so I will not be repeating it now. Okay, now see Kashmir Great Lakes, if we talk about, so here you can see this is Gadsar, which has been just we have seen, and these are some of the areas where you can go for the trekking and all, so that is there, but right now that is not important for us. This is your Gadsar. Then here Vishnu Sir. Now this word sir word is almost, you will be seeing that these are the words which are generally used for lakes. Okay, Gadsar, Gadi Sir, okay, and Mansarovar. Okay, so when we are talking about this particular area, Sarovar, Sir, these are the words which are generally used for the ponds or the lakes. Okay, so that is there, Gadsar, Vishnu Sir Lake. So you can use this somewhere in the elimination. Now coming to the next part over here, these are talking about the second one, that is your Genpang Ghat. Okay, so this is the area of Himachal Pradesh, and this is the Chenab River. Okay, on the Chenab River, there in the vicinity there are various glacial lakes which are there. Okay, so that is about this your Genpang Ghat Lake. Okay, that is there in Uttarakhand. Coming to the next one, here, sorry, this is there in Himachal Pradesh. This one is there in Himachal Pradesh. This is the area wherein it is located. Now coming to the next one, that is your Vasudhara Tal, that is there in Chamoli district, that is in Uttarakhand. Okay, now coming to the question again I will be telling you so that there is no confusion. So when we are talking about the Gadsar Lake is there in Jammu and Kashmir and not Uttarakhand. Okay, when we talk about Vasudhara, that is there in Uttarakhand and not Jammu and Kashmir, and Gepang Ghat Lake, that is basically there in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now coming to the question number 7. Consider the following statement about the rat hole mining. This is the method of extracting coal from the narrow and the horizontal seam, and it is prevalent in Odisha. Recently in Assam, there was the government step which has been taken. The 13 such rat hole mines has been closed, and there are some workers which were there inside the mine. They have been arrested because this is not very it is not a prevalent way in the or legal way in the Assam right now. So it is the method of extracting coal from the narrow and the horizontal seams. Now when we are talking about the coal extraction, so when we see the, you can say, some kind of hill is there, and now there are some some places where dynamites are used for the breaking these hills, and then they will be going for the extraction. Otherwise what happens is that there is a quarrying. Okay, so they will be starting with a hole, okay, that will be somewhere around 4 to 5 meters, and then they will start to go inside. Okay, so that is the rat hole mining. Okay, so these are horizontal seams which are there inside the, you can say, hills and etc. So that is very risky way, because if there is some kind of mishap or landslide etc can happen, and workers can get stuck inside. Okay, so that is the risky way which is there, and it is prevalent in Assam and not Odisha. Okay, so that is why option A would be a right answer over here. Second statement is wrong. Okay, it is a method of extracting coals from the narrow and the horizontal seams. Option A is your right answer over here. As I told you, this was in news because recently the Assam government has actually sealed 13 illegal rat hole mines. Okay, so these are the you can say example over here. They have actually bore a hole over here, and then there are vertical seams which are there to go inside. Okay, now let's see if a person is going inside and they are going doing some mining work over here, and some kind of incident which has happened over here, because of which there is a landslide or anything like that. Because obviously when you are hollowing the hills, there are high chances that there can be some kind of failure, so because of which they can get stuck inside, and so that is a risky endeavor. So that, considering that, they have actually banned it. Here it is prevalent in Assam and not in the Odisha, so we have already seen that. Now for your practice, there is a question: identify the national park based on the following statement. It was declared a national park in 1974 and is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Second, it is among the few regions in the eastern India largely free from the human interference. It is situated with the Brahmaputra River to the north and the Karbi Anglong Hills to the south. Which national park is described above? Dibru Saikhowa, Nameri, Kaibul Lamjao, or Kaziranga? So you can attempt this question and answer to me in the comment box. With that, I would like to take your leave. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, have a good day. Thank you, and please subscribe to the channel.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.